Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Wednesday the 10th of September. Thanks again for watching. Now first of all today I've got to say a great big thank you to all of you who donated to our fundraising campaign through August. We managed to raise the amazing total of £2,547. So thank you so much to all of you who donated. The money's going to Macmillan Cancer Support, and I put together a video about why we were supporting Macmillan, and you can go along and watch that. But I want to say a huge thank you. That's going to make such a big difference, and I know many of you have been in touch with your personal stories of cancer that you've had yourselves or that family members have had, and have relayed how important Macmillan have been in supporting you. So I want to say thank you so much. If you haven't donated yet, you can still do so. Go to justgiving.com/sailingweather. justgiving.com/sailingweather. And there you can make any donation you want. But, well, what can I say? Thank you. You did it. £2,500. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. My delay in getting back to you about the amount raised was we were just waiting for some final numbers to come in, so that's why it was delayed from the end of August. But wow, what can I say? Absolutely wonderful. So on with the forecast for today. Hope you didn't mind me sort of diversifying a little bit there and just letting you know how we've done or how you've done. Something we haven't looked at for a while, Antarctic sea ice. Just thought it was time that we caught up on how sea ice is looking at the moment around the world. The blue colours you see here, this line is 2014, and you see there, look, just how much we're above 2013, just by a little bit in fact. But above the average, look, quite a way above the average. So certainly plenty of ice around the Antarctic. Compare that with the Arctic, and look, we're below normal in the Arctic. So we've got less ice than we would normally see in the Arctic as of now. But still a long way from the 2012 minimums. So certainly there's been quite a bit of a recovery in the Arctic sea ice, although that's not to say what quality of sea ice it is out there now. In terms of sun activity, again, haven't looked at that for a wee while. We're in cycle 24 at the moment, and what's interesting here is that from 2010 we kind of saw the increase in sunspots, and then we've gone up, we peaked, and we've kind of come back up to this second peak, which is typically what happens. Look, you see it happened in cycle 23. Not so notable in cycle 22, it's kind of in there a little bit, but not as noticeable as it was during cycle 23. And we're now starting to see the back end of that, so starting to decrease once again. This is just a closer look as well at sunspot cycles through the cycle that we're currently going through. And you notice here, look, there it shows the peak even better. Look, there was the first peak, then we came down. Look, here's the second peak, and we've started to fall off once again. So the sun about to go back to sleep by the looks of things. On with the forecast then, and let's take a look at what the CFS is saying. Now, you remember yesterday's forecast? You remember me telling you, or showing you, how the analogues, going back from what was shown on the analogue forecasts for the next week, going ahead then for 2 weeks, which took us into the end of September. Majority of them did lean into the idea of things becoming more unsettled, so just watch what happens now. This is week 1, and let's just zoom in a little bit on that. There we go. So this is the week 1 forecast, and again, look, higher than normal heights across the country. Week 2, 17th of September through to the 23rd of September, look, the higher than normal heights go off towards the east. This trough building in towards the west, which is what's seen from the middle of next week. So these hints of this breakdown coming through at the end of next week, still being seen by the CFS. But then look what happens into week 3. Again, just let me just zoom in on that one. There's week 3, look, and big change. Takes us into far more unsettled conditions. Look, lower than normal heights, quite a trough there across the country brings us into much more unsettled conditions, west-southwesterly flow. So not dramatically cold, but certainly more unsettled. And then week 4 looking like this. That's the 1st of October to the 7th of October, and just look at that, the green colours through the country indicating conditions being more unsettled, again with these lower than normal heights. But what's more, you get this ridge extending from the States, that trough down through the UK, and what could happen there, given this sort of flow coming over the top, is that it could be that it turns cooler during that early part of October. And that's a change from what the CFS has been trying to do, which it was trying to build the high pressure back in. And if we just take a look, if I can do that for you, if we take a look at yesterday's forecast, there we are. Look, that's a comparison of yesterday. So this was yesterday compared with today. There's yesterday's week 4 look, okay, and there's today's. Look at that. Talk about a dramatic turnaround. This one from today is certainly what the analogues were pointing at yesterday. It's going to be interesting to see that one, isn't it? And if we look at the GFS ensemble and just see how that performs, this is from weatherweb.net. So you go to weatherweb.net to the home page, and then down the left hand side here you've got the GFS ensemble, those maps there, MSLP. We've got the times up here, look, in the top right hand corner. Keep your eye on those and just watch what happens here, because as I put the sequence on, yeah, they're going in 12-hour steps, as you notice. Look, we keep the high pressure through the weekend, more of an easterly flow, and then we probably develop some showers in the middle part of next week. Here's the trough, look. There's the trough that we saw on the week 2 forecast. There it is, look. See it in there? So it's tying quite nicely with the GFS ensemble. But then watch, as we then go on further, watch that trough, okay? So the trough collapses away for a short time. Then we find the high building out towards the east, and this is exactly what the CFS we've just seen was going for. Look, here's the ridge off towards the east, and here it is on the CFS forecast. Okay, so we've just seen that. But then look what happens after that. We then see a westerly jet building in. Now, the GFS ensemble can have this tendency to try and bring things back into a westerly. I've told you about that before. And keeps the ridge, look, off towards the east. But there's a definite shift in that ridge. And then look, the GFS ensemble trying to get us into what is a strong westerly jet with the ridge built out here. Now, probably what we'd find is that there'll still be a ridge of short sorts out there. So high pressure over Scandinavia still. But with this jet piling into here, it will squeeze itself around that ridge. And the tendency then would be to sharpen the trough here and extend it back through the UK. So we need to now watch this one closely, because things have fallen into line with the analogues, the CFS and the GFS ensemble starting to come into line with trying to go for this more unsettled end to the month. So that's what we're going to focus on. That's going to be our story for now, and of course I'll keep you updated as to any changes. But for now, once again, thanks for watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget, we're kept free of charge by the adverts that are around the screen here. So when you come back and use the site, that means that we put more adverts in front of you, and it's that generates the revenue that keeps us free of charge. So thank you for doing that. Have a fantastic day. Thanks again for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.